6 days and counting until the NBA as we know it is completely restructured. And we can call these guys the Big Four. They're all about to get paid, and they're all about to make big decisions. The first is Kawhi. He'll hit the market after becoming the third player to win Finals MVP with 2 different teams, joining Kareem and LeBron. Kyrie Irving expected to leave the Celtics after 2 years there. Last year, he had career highs in rebounds and assists, averaged almost 24 points a game. But by now, you're well aware of all the things that didn't go right for Kyrie. Klay Thompson, of course, the injury, one of the best two-way players in the game. In addition to his great defense, no player has made more corner threes over the last 5 years than he has. And then, finally, the big fish is Kevin Durant. He could opt out of his deal. He has a variety of options. His streak of 11 straight seasons averaging 25 points likely to end, assuming he misses all of next season as expected with a torn Achilles. So, which teams have the money to spend? You see them there. Knicks, Nets, Clippers leading the way in available cap space according to our Bobby Marks. In total, 9 different teams have at least $20 million to spend in free agency. And let the recruiting begin. Jalen, these are billboards we are seeing in Los Angeles as we speak, trying to bring the Southern California kid Kawhi Leonard back home to the Clippers. For the record, the Clippers organization says it had nothing to do with the billboards.
Of course they did.
That are in LA right now.
There's no rich people that did.
What do you mean? First and foremost, has anyone ever made a decision based upon where they were going to spend their lives and their careers based upon a billboard?
No.
As
a matter of fact, I remember the Lakers tried to do this with one Dwight Howard. Of all people, and that did not work out well.
No, and actually, he wound up signing there, and that worked out even worse. Okay, let's jump through all these guys. Let's do a little Rostradamus, and I'm going to grant you right now, I will let you change your mind every day this week.
Yeah, because it's crazy.
It's all going to be fluid.
Yes.
But let's just do as best as we know right this minute. Kawhi Leonard, what is the expectation?
My expectation is that he stays in Toronto. It's really hard to walk away from the level of success they had this year, Greeny, and still being the best player in the Eastern Conference, one of the top 2 players in the game, regardless of who's making a list. If they can bring the Toronto Raptors back with him re-signing, 7 of their players would return.
Would you do the 1-and-1 if you're him? Would you do the 5 years, the max, the super max, or would you do the 1-and-1, which would give him the opportunity to run it back this year and then test free agency?
He played
again?
9 games the previous year. He had load management for 20-plus games this past season. I ain't doing no 1-and-1.
I mean, football players who come from a world of non-guaranteed contracts have got to scoff at the notion of turning down 5 guaranteed years at $200 million.
I will never understand it, but this is what you call NBA cloth talk, Jay. Like, you guys have totally different conversations. If somebody said max, I'm going if it's in the smallest city in Ohio. I'm going play there. But look, when you look at these guys, what's interesting to me about Toronto is, will Masai Ujiri still be there?
Correct.
Because he was a big part of putting this team together, a big part of their success. And I wonder how much that means to Kawhi.
As of now, the expectation, I believe, is that he will be. Let's move then to Kevin Durant, who has a whole list of other considerations. Obviously, one of them starts at the bottom of his right leg. As of this moment, what do you expect him to do?
At the beginning of the season, I felt like he would leave for New York City. I still believe that to be the case. His injury obviously creates a different kind of hiccup in this scenario because of the Golden State Warriors' ability to offer him 5 years, an extra $50 million, and then grant him an opportunity to trade him to where he wants to go. The problem is, I don't know if I give them that level of autonomy. I still believe that he leaves.
Can I be clear here? New York City has 5 different boroughs. It has 2 different basketball teams. Which one are you talking about?
You're a highly trained professional.
Well, I've done
2 Hall of Fames, ain't you?
Yes, correct.
The Knicks. I still feel like if you're going to leave the Golden State Warriors, it's not just about the rings, because he got 2 there. It's not just about the money, because he could get more there. It's the stage. And if you're going to come to New York City, that's at MSG.
As long as I have known you, Marcus Spears, you started doing this show with me right around a year ago this time. You've been talking about him needing his own team, his own place. Is that what you think he'll do?
I think so. For Kevin Durant and all of the attention we paid to his non-basketball conversation with just people on Twitter and people around the world, it has become to me that Kevin Durant needs his own. Like, I feel like to validate to himself He needs his own.
I feel that there might be, and this is something we can get more deeply into either today or as the week goes on, but the narrative, I think, changed with the way he came back and tried to play and tore the Achilles, put it all out there for his team. That might have changed the way people view him and the way he views all of it. Meanwhile, let me get you to one more here as we move these along. Kyrie Irving, always a fascinating wild card because his personality is unpredictable. What do you expect him to do?
You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to hold them. And that's the pattern that Kyrie Irving is in right now. He has to actually wait for Kevin Durant's true decision. Because if you're the Nets, of course you welcome a Kyrie Irving, but do you want him to be the best player on your team based on what happens in Boston? And I got to make sure I say this also. To me, the Clippers and the Nets outplay expectations to the point where those aren't blank canvases anymore. So to me, if you're KD and joining the Nets, they kind of are already established. To me, the Knicks are a blank canvas.
It's hotbed. Here's with Kyrie. To me, when you look, like you guys been saying all season long about Kyrie and could he be? For me, it's Kyrie's mentality. Kyrie needs to play with another superstar. He's a superstar. It doesn't take away from what he does on the basketball court, but Kyrie needs to play with somebody that he can filter all the rest of the things through.
The fourth K in that group, of course, is Clay. The expectation is he will re-sign in Golden State. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.